Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Mr. Grow. How you doing? So I wanted to get these revelations out of my head right now because it's very important. All the stuff that I try to share with people is very important because it will help you kind of understand plan of action or what you do with yourself. Um, so it's like I want to talk about the kind of role playing that we do, or how to find purpose in life, meaning, and why we reject a lot of things and why we don't. Because we're starting from a certain point in life, and in that point of where you're at, where you arrive to, you start to ask yourself what kind of things you want to do with yourself. So you try to scan and figure out what role you want to mimic or what role you want to agree to jump into. And you ask yourself all these things. That's why it's hard to find like what you want to do in life. I found that this is what I want to do. I want to make these videos and see if anything that I say helps out somebody out there. These are things I think about, and I'm pretty sure others have because I've seen others kind of make similar videos. But I think that sometimes there are people that are so lost that they try to attach themselves to organizations, institutions, whatever, churches, religion, whatever it is, because they have this idea in their head that if they identify with that, if they try to study it and apply it in their life, that they will then morph into something that is not who they are, and that's a form of self-rejection. It's better to just kind of look at yourself, accept what's in the package, analyze it, and get to know yourself and say, hey, what do I think about this? What do I think about that? How can I use this in a positive? How can I use whatever faculties or whatever characteristics you have of yourself and skills, and apply it in as a strength in certain areas of your life? And if you take the time to get to know yourself and kind of do like an inventory, is what I call it. Do an inventory of what you know, and then also do an inventory of what you believe you don't know or what skills you don't have, and then try to study those one things, whatever it is. It could be any little skill. It doesn't have to be something of a grand plan, but it's like little things here and there that can help you accumulate and acquire such skills to fill that space, so that you can connect everything of yourself and become more solid of a person. It's kind of like you're interweaving certain characteristics, and then you come to a little stop. You're like, and that little stop could be considered to Christians like a stumbling block, something you don't know, and you make a mistake, or you try in that situation when you get to a stumbling block, that you're like, oh crap, what do I do? And you start to freak out and act out and all that stuff. So what you want to do is stay in that spot where you realize that you're stuck, and analyze it and ask certain questions. Say, what could I use, or what do I need to get past this stumbling block? And if you really don't know, that's where you reach out and you try to ask people for some help, some guidance. Like, what would you do in this situation? Or you could study other people and see what they did in that situation, and their outcomes. Another thing you could do is also look at the people around you that you're allowing to influence you, your decisions or your personality in life, and what are you mimicking and also congregating over. It could be one or two people. Whatever you congregate over, or come together with that person, what are you doing with that person in that time, and how is that going to benefit you or not benefit you? That way you can eliminate certain people, because if you bring it up with them, you say, hey, there's this thing going on that I notice we're doing, I want to stop. What do you think? And if they say, yeah, we should stop, then you can grow with that person. If that person chooses to stay doing that and you just don't want to do it because you don't see the purpose, it doesn't serve anything good, then that's where you're going to start separating from the people. They'll either stay behind while you move forward, or they'll say, you know what, yeah, you're right, and you keep going until either that relationship keeps going or you guys separate. And you also want to do that with yourself. You want to ask yourself, okay, here I am as me, whatever that is, and then say, okay, what are some things within me skill-wise that I need to separate from, or that I need to like drop here and replace it with something else so that I can get to the next step. If you get stuck in life, that's one way you can do things. Also, you want to take an inventory of yourself. You need to, because you can't just be going in life and having all these things happen, and you're not acquiring, you're not like learning, you're not replacing, you're not doing anything other than just going. You end up becoming a victim of circumstance that way. And then you just kind of get bitter in life because you're not really like paying attention or self-aware of what's going on in life around you. You're just letting life happen, and you're not growing that way. So you might make the same mistakes. You might make similar mistakes. One thing is like, it could be anything. I'm not even going to get into other details of things. I'm just kind of want to stick with that. So you want to ask yourself, every step of the way, what roles you're stepping into and why are you stepping into that? Are you trying to be a certain kind of person because you idolize that, you wish you were that, you want to be that, and you're willing to change yourself to such a degree to be something like that, and for what reasons? Those are the things you need to ask yourself. Why do I need to be that person? Like, why do I need to be rich? If I was rich, what would I do? And ask yourself, what gave you that idea that being that would be most suitable for you, and why would you want to be in that role? And then go talk to people in those roles and say, hey, I see you're pretty wealthy. Can you tell me the pros and cons of being in your position in life? What are the things that you do with your time, with your abilities, with your resources, and what are some cons that I need to consider because I'm not in your position, but I'm working towards being in a similar position where I can, where in my mind I think this of your lifestyle. And then they'll give you some honest feedback, and you'll be able to know whether you want to be that or not, whether you want to do that or not, and do you have it in you or not to be that kind of person and have that kind of lifestyle. So that's one way of approaching what you want to do with yourself, who you see yourself as. Can that person that you really see yourself as really come out from you? And will you like that person? Would that person, would you be able to present that person to other people and say, look, this is who I am now. This is what I'm doing with myself. And the people in your life, would they embrace that or not? And would you embrace that or not? So that's one way of looking at it. And that'll also eliminate a lot of you failing in life or just half-assing things. I enjoy doing these videos. Call me crazy, whatever. I don't care. But these are my thoughts. These are things that I want to share with people. These are ideas also. I'm doing the same thing. So don't think that I'm just talking out my ass. I'm really practicing these things for myself. I've been growing in areas, but there's other areas that I want to develop. And I see the benefits of it, and I see why it would be important. And that's my mindset. I want to apply things to myself so I could be useful, so I could make a difference. It could be like having nothing and then having something. It could be not knowing how to do something, then now I know how to do something. I don't know something about somebody, now I do. What can I learn? And with the information I just gathered from this person, what can I do with that? Or what's the best move from this point on? So it's important. A lot of people say I think too much, but if you see what I'm doing with this video, like, that's my strategy. That's how I approach things. Why? Because I want to make sure that I'm as solid as I can be when I present myself to others, when I come encounter with others. Like, okay, if I'm meeting you for the first time, okay, we're exchanging information, we're talking. Okay, what do we do with this? Is this just for pleasantries, just so that we could walk away and be like, oh, okay, that was a nice encounter, it was peaceful? Or am I saying, okay, why did this person cross my path? What am I to learn? What am I to learn about myself? And what am I to learn about that person? And how can that person and I collaborate, whatever it is, of the best of ourselves, to walk away from this with something that helps us in our life, or I help them or they help me. Those are the meaningful exchanges that we should have with one another, not just mindless words, not just wasting our time. Don't waste other people's time. Value their time like you value your own. And also expect that from others, that they should respect your time, respect the fact that you have a life to live. And if they're not taking care of you, then you got to take care of yourself. So you got to tell them that. Say, hey, I need this time for me because you're not taking care of me. I'm sorry. If you were taking care of me, then I would give you all the time you want, but you're not. So value your time. Expect people to compensate you in some kind of way. That it's very important for that. You need to value. That's a form of self-respect. That's also a boundary that when you practice it, people will recognize that of you. Oh, he's very disciplined with his time. He's disciplined with what he requires of people. And so the people that respect that kind of stuff will stay in your life, and they'll recognize that as a quality. The ones that don't care because they're about themselves, they'll start attacking you. They'll leave. They'll excuse themselves, or you'll hear less of them. Another thing I want to tell you is that what you practice, you become very good at. So if you're practicing bullshitting yourself, you're going to be a very good bullshitter to yourself. If you're going to have a lot of excuses on why you can't move forward, then you're going to be very good at that, and you're never going to move forward. That's something that I'm struggling. Not that I struggle. It's something I'm overcoming. And it's very exciting because I feel free. I think you guys could do that too. I understand that in this world, because we want to be somewhere, we tend to imagine great obstacles in our minds on why we're not there. And that just keeps us where we're at. And if we want to get there, we got to step towards that. And it's scary because it's unfamiliar territory. I really want you guys to think about these things that I'm talking about with you, because I talk about these things with other people. And, it's just a different perspective. So I hope this helps. Either way, if you have any questions, if you want to talk to me about anything, go ahead and send me a private message, kind of tell me what you're struggling with. We're all here together to form good friendships, positive edification of one another. Not here to manipulate. We're just here to, elevate and help each other to, build off of one another. Don't be a negative person and just live a life of being pessimistic all the time or self-critical. You can be critical in a positive way. Don't be narcissistic either. Ask yourself, okay, why am I doing this? What is the motive? Is the motive to become a better person? And what exactly is that? And don't step on people to get where you're at. Because you do that in life, you're creating really bad stuff, because you're creating a reputation where when people walk away from you, they're like, that person did this, and this to get ahead, and they use me as a stepping stool. You don't want to do that in life. You want to make sure that the person that helped you, that you recognize what the fact they helped you, that you're appreciative, that through that gratitude you give back any way you can. Whatever currency that you have to exchange with that other person, whether it be knowledge, whether it be time, whether it be a kind word. You know, you figure out and you ask them, I may not have money, but what can I do right now to be able to, you know, exchange, or what can I offer you that you feel I can give you and provide for you that will be a fair exchange between what you and I have encountered. You helped me, how can I help you? I don't have what, you know, it could be like you don't have what they had to offer, because if you had what they had to offer, you wouldn't have taken it in the first place, or asked for it. So if it's a money thing and you don't have money, then be like, I don't got money, I can't help you, but what other areas can I help you? Maybe you can help them because they think like, oh, I need to buy this new thing because the other one's broken and I need it, and you know how to fix things, so you go fix that thing for them, and you know, there you go. Then they won't have, you can eliminate that concern of it being a need that, oh, I need to go buy this, so I need to get money, to like, oh, you fixed it, oh, I guess that need is eliminated now. So those different ways how to help people and help each other. And maybe that person has a skill that might help you, and then you barter, you know, you trade. So anyways, this is my video. I hope it helps. You know, it's just a different perspective on things. Maybe you've heard it before from somebody else in a different way, but either way, it's a long video. It's like 16 minutes long, but I hope it helps. I know it's like I'm rambling, but you see where my mind's going with this. Either way, peace out, guys.